Welcome, you've made it to your core workout. So I'm gonna show you the exercises, just a couple of each exercise, just to demonstrate what you're gonna be doing during this core Tabata work, which means 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest in between. So we're gonna start off with dead bug, and there's a couple different variations here of dead bugs that we can do. We can do both arms and both legs extend away, or we can do contralateral or ipsilateral. Contralateral would be taking opposite sides of the body, meaning my left arm and my right leg are moving in opposition and back to center, and then opposite and back to center. It's really important that we do this dead bug nice and slow. Your core is engaged. We're not experiencing any bread loafing, meaning the middle, those transverse abdominals aren't pressing back up towards the ceiling. We want to keep everything pulled in. Exhaling as you go away, inhaling back to center. Now ipsilateral would be using the same side of the body. So my right leg and my right arm would move at the same time, and then I would do that same thing on the left side. So that's gonna be your dead bug variation. The next exercise that you're gonna go through is Superman. So you're actually gonna flip over onto your belly, and with Superman, we are not arching our back, we are lifting, squeezing that booty, and lowering with control. You can take those arms out to a T to create some variation, or you can reach straight ahead and create a longer lever for those Supermans. The next exercise we're gonna do is a quadruped limb raise. So what this is actually gonna be is like a bird dog, for those of you that are familiar with that. So we're going to take a 4-point position. Both hands, both knees are on the ground. From here, you can do a couple different versions as well. Contralateral would be opposite. So left arm and right leg move away, and we want to get long. We want to get as long as possible and back to that center point. Or we can take an ipsilateral approach, meaning the right side of the body or the left side of the body would move together. So for example, both right arm and right leg, caught myself off balance there for a second, would move in opposition. Core, we want to be pulled up, engaged. We are going to be pushing into the ground with those arms and your chest, and we're reaching away and back to center. Nice and slow on that bird dog movement. The next exercise is going to be plank shoulder taps. So we're assuming either a high plank or a low plank position. The low plank is going to make it a little bit easier because it's less of a reach. So in that high plank position, we're tapping the opposite shoulder, nice and controlled, or you can do that same thing from that low plank position with a little bit less movement there. While you're holding that plank position, core is engaged, butt is squeezing. From head to heels, we're trying to get longer in that plank position. Next exercise we have is going to be Russian twists. Now, this exercise does not need resistance, but I'm gonna show you both ways. First progression rather, would be to leave your heels on the ground. Lean back as far as you can, utilizing core control, not bread loafing like I said. We don't want that transverse abdominal to be pushing up. We want everything to be pulled in. And we're gonna create a little bit of a twisting motion for that Russian twist. Progression number 2 would be to lift those feet off the ground and create that twist. Option number 3 would be to add resistance to either of those movements. And that's gonna be your Russian twist. Then we're going to talk about an overhead leg march. Now, this may seem like a very simple exercise, but I promise you, when done correctly, you're gonna feel your core. So when you go up overhead, you're gonna take either resistance, or you can just reach straight up with just your arms. We're gonna take it up overhead from here. Breathe out as you bring that knee up, and inhale as you replace it back down. Now, as you do this movement, instead of just lollygagging and marching around, we really want to pull that core in and release. And release. It's very much like a crunch, but in a standing tall position. That's going to be your core Tabata. Again, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, going through those exercises as I showed.